And first off, Under Trash World, ex-Soviet spy claims KGB recruited Trump in 1987. Donald Trump was recruited by the KGB in 1987 and given the code name Krasnov, claims a former Soviet intelligence officer. Basically, he said that at the time they had, I'll just read it, recurring businessmen from capitalistic countries were the primary objective to recruit. Trump, then 40, New York real estate developer, was one of those recruits. In 1987, our directorate recruited Donald Trump under the pseudonym Krasnov. And, I wonder if that's true. Oh, here's a picture of Donald Trump in his 40s in Russia with his wife. It definitely looks suspicious. But I'm not willing to make a definitive decision about whether I believe it or not. On a completely unrelated note, U.S. votes with Russia against Ukraine at the United Nations. Oh, well, okay, yeah, maybe I believe it now. Oh, maybe, yeah. So, yeah, folks. The UN has adopted Ukraine's resolution condemning Russian aggression and demanding the immediate withdrawal of Putin's forces, marking the war's third anniversary. The U.S. joined Russia, North Korea, and Belarus, and Hungary in opposing the resolution. Oh, my. That's quite a crowd that we've thrown our lot in with, isn't it? Making ourselves the pariah of the world. But why would KGB agent Donald Trump want to hold Russia accountable for invading another country? He wouldn't, of course. Then they asked him straight up, folks, hey, why? Why did the U.S. veto that? Here's Trump's very strange answer.
Rationale, sir, in the U.S.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Can you explain the rationale in having the U.S. vote against the UN resolutions that Ukraine proposed and also the U.S. proposed?
I would rather not explain it now, but it's sort of self-evident.
Yeah! Hey, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to answer that question, but I think it's self-evident why we vetoed it. And you're right, it is self-evident. You're absolutely right. Nothing has ever been clearer, Comrade Trump. And I don't even know why they bother showing up to ask Trump any questions, because he doesn't actually answer questions. He takes the questions, but then he pivots and starts talking about whatever he wants to, which is actually what got him to be president. They kept having him on over and over, gave him all this free press, and they would ask him a question. Instead of demanding he answer it, just let him spread any talking point he want to. Unlimited free press. And, of course, people heard that and believed his lies. And that's how he became president. So I don't know. I know why you play into the game, because you literally don't give a shit about this country and you're just making money. But God damn it, I wish you guys ignore him. And he was doing a little co-press conference with French President Macron. Man, what a stark contrast between the different presidents like Macron and Trudeau compared to Trump. It just shows what a fucking joke country this is. Anyway, they asked Trump, hey, you called Zelensky a dictator. Would you also call Putin a dictator? Because, like, by any objective measure, Vladimir Putin is far more greater of a dictator than Zelensky is. Putin literally killed multiple of his political rivals. One just died recently, right? In prison. Literally blown aircrafts out of the goddamn sky. No fair elections in Russia. Everybody knows that. Would you have the guts to call Putin a dictator like you did Zelensky?
If you called Zelensky a dictator, would you use the same words regarding Putin?
I don't use those words lightly. I think that we're going to see how it all works out.
Yeah, I don't use those words lightly. Yeah, I called Zelensky a dictator. I was serious about that, but when I call my daddy Putin, who has compromised on me, who I'm a KGB agent for, would I call him a dictator? Nah, I don't think I would. Folks, I'm starting to think we're in danger. I don't know. That's just my take on things. It's sort of, I guess it's not hard to believe, but here he is on Fox News blaming Zelensky for all the cities that Vladimir Putin bombed. And Kilmeade, who is the host of this show, literally tried to explain to him that it was Russia who destroyed all those cities. Trump just ignores him and continues to blame Zelensky for it.
But look what you have. You have a man who's led a country that had the most beautiful cities that they demolished. had the most beautiful domes. Those domes are the most beautiful.
But it's
in
all
the world,
Russia's. But
of
that's
all that
Russia's
type
fault,
of
though, Mr.
architecture.
President. Russia
They're
did
all
the
demolished.
but-
1,000-year-old domes, and everything's demolished. I mean, it's like a demolition site, though. It's sort of like Gaza. In fact, it's more. At least Gaza has a couple of buildings standing. I mean, this place. You take a look at the demolition of so many of those cities, and and all those people are killed, never to come back again.
But Mr. President, that's
They're all
all.
killed.
That's Vladimir Putin's fault. Don't you agree?
I get tired of listening to it. I'll tell you what. I've seen it enough. And then he complains that he's not at a meeting that we're having with Saudi Arabia trying to
Anyway, yeah, I can't believe Zelensky destroyed all his own cities like that. He shouldn't have done that. Just so fucking crazy. And here's the guy in charge of our military, Pete Hegseth. He just asked outright, hey, is it fair to say that Russia is the one who attacked Ukraine? Are we living on the same reality? Do we all agree with the same facts in which we're all witnessing? Spoiler alert, fuck no.
Zelensky should come to the table because this economic partnership is an important thing for the future of his country, and we hope that he will very soon.
But fair to say, Russia attacked unprovoked into Ukraine 3 years ago tomorrow.
Fair to say it's a very complicated situation.
It's complicated. It's so complicated. I'm not going to say Russia attacked Ukraine. It's too complicated. Next question. Ooh, there's some crazy ass shit to watch, y'all. And this sounds cool. Apparently, Donald Trump is now threatening Ukraine that they're going to turn off all the Starlink satellites to the Ukraine, which the Ukraine uses to run their drones on and to help them fight back and protect themselves against Russia. But if they don't agree to sign over $200 billion worth of rare earth minerals, the United States, we're going to cut off your internet access so you can all die to Russians. Yep, the United States has threatened to cut off Ukraine's access to Starlink satellite internet terminals if Kyiv does not reach a deal with the U.S. regarding critical mineral resources, Reuters reported. Seems cool, America. Yep, seems cool. Let's extort our closest allies with threat of death if they don't give us all their shit. But at least, folks, French babe Macron shut Trump down when Trump was trying to lie about how Europe is getting all their money back from Ukraine, unlike stupid America, who just gave all their money to Ukraine to get nothing back. Europe is getting all their money back. Fucking Macron corrects him, and you can just look at his face. I mean, he cannot fucking stand the fact that someone's correcting him.
I support the idea to have Ukraine first being compensated because they are the ones to have lose a lot of their fellow citizens and being destroyed by these attacks. Second, all of those who paid for could be compensated, but not by Ukraine, by Russia.
Right.
Because they were the one to aggress.
Again, just so you understand, Europe is loaning the money to Ukraine. They get their money back.
No, in fact, to be frank, we paid 60% of the total effort, and it was through, like the US, loans, guarantee, grants, and we provided real money.
Look at this dickhead. Okay. Don't correct my lies. I love how Macron reaches out, grabs his arm, and is like, no, you stupid motherfucker. Quit lying. It's like, yeah, okay.
To be clear, we have 230 billion frozen assets in Europe, Russian assets, but this is not as a collateral of a loan because this is not our belonging. So they are frozen. If at the end of the day, in the negotiation we will have with Russia, they're ready to give it to us, super. It will be loan at the end of the day, and Russia will have paid for that.
If you believe that, it's okay with me.
He's basically calling him a liar. If you believe that, it's okay with me. Literally calling the guy a liar, even though the guy's telling the truth. This classic fucking Trump. Just no grace, no class whatsoever. You already said that. Let's skip that one. And then, Trump always trying to do some kind of weird power dynamics. It's like he read a book about handshakes and how to be alpha male and assert your dominance, and he's always trying this stupid bullshit with people, and it comes off as so forced and so lame. And then Macron ain't having none of it, though. You can tell Macron hates Trump and does not want to be touched by the orange goof, so he puts his hand on Trump's knee as like a power play, and then Trump tries to do it back to him, and he literally peels Trump's tiny greasy fingers off of him. Watch this very telling interaction. Look,
Exactly what we-
so Macron, power play, hand on your knee. Now watch what happens when Trump tries to return favor.
That was exactly what we agreed to. That is the most beautiful language. I have no idea what he's saying, but that is the most...
He's literally pulling it off and putting it back on his
Go ahead,
knee.
please.
Don't touch me, you greasy fuck. I touch you, you don't touch me. That's how this fucking works.